Astral projection, dreams, angels, what does it all mean? Have you ever experienced it? My guest on this podcast has, and he is going to tell us all about it. Stay tuned.
It's time for Survivor Angels, an approach to strengthen trauma survivors. Here, you can escape what draws negativity and engage your positive abilities and the gifts that you've always had. Let's activate your angels. And to help you on that journey, here's Chaplain Jodi.
And now, part 2.
Well, she had these incredible orange eyes.
Oh boy.
And I said, yeah. I said, well, it's a good thing that we've got everything set up for tomorrow, because that was not an angel.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So that was the thing that I saw that was, that was going after the kid, going after the daughter. So, but from that case, that entity then targeted me.
Oh.
So, and that happens a lot.
I'm
I
sure.
don't know if you've done that, but like if you go into a situation where there's a really negative entity or a negative thing happening, and you get involved in it, I don't care how strong your vibration level is, it's going to do its best. It's coming after you. So you better be prepared, right? You better have your guard up. You better be prepared. So the interesting thing is, this thing led me to this passageway, kind of like we got into a fight, right? We were going at it, and not in real life, in a dream, and it leads me down this path, and there's this corridor, and it takes off running, and it goes through this door. And so I see the door, and so I go after it, right? And it's this bright red door. Everything else is pitch black, right? It's this bright red door, and in the middle of the door, it's got a door handle about this big.
Wow.
Okay, a big circle. And in the circle, there's a whole bunch of, God, the best way I could probably describe it would be like ancient Sumerian
Sure.
writing,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what I felt like anyway. Not that I'm not an expert on ancient Sumerian lettering and writing, but like that's what it felt like to me when I was in the moment. And it's all this scripture, right? And it's going around this dial, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I go to reach for this door because I'm going after this thing, right? Because it came after me, I'm going after it, and it's running, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I got the upper hand at the moment. I might as well complete this. So I go to reach for the thing, and sure enough, there we go again. Hand on the shoulder, pull me back, got the shake the head of disapproval, right? And so I'm like, okay, stay away from things that are red. I get it. All right, I got it. Okay, I'll just admire from afar from now on. So a little levity there, right? So I thought, it was an intense moment at the time. I laugh about it now because it's just like, okay, I understand. Stay away from red, David. When you're out traveling, stay away from red. And so, that was kind of the thing. So I did. Yeah.
Well, Gabriel is the known for being the communicator of the archangels. They all communicate, but Gabriel is like the communicator, because Gabriel is the one that feeds artists and musicians, all the creative people, journalists, everybody. And so I'm not surprised that it was Gabriel in those situations going, hold on a minute.
Yeah, even my buddy Peter was like, and I didn't tell him anything about it, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything to him at all. And I saw him about a week later, and he said to me, what the hell were you doing at the red door? Right? We were that connected at the time.
Wow.
So, and I'm like, well, I was going, and he's like, he just shook his head. He's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
Now, part of me thinks that I can handle whatever's there.
Oh, sure.
Right? The stupid part of me, probably. Right? The part of me that I shouldn't follow. I'm not going to do it, but there are times when I'm like, I need to open that door. Like, I don't know what's telling me this, but it's like there's an answer there for you that you've been looking for your whole life. So I want to point something out. I just want to make a clarification on something. Okay.
Okay.
So for myself or anybody else, when we put ourselves in harm's way to help others, right? Because that's what we're doing. I mean, the bottom line is I want to make sure that these kids are safe, and I want to remove this negative entity or this entity that's just harass. It doesn't have to be negative. It could just be a human spirit that's just an ass. Is it okay to say ass? Okay.
Yes, you can't touch us. It's a podcast.
Okay. So because they really are just being asses, and messing with the kids. So when I say that we're fighting them, or like when I was chasing that entity down that corridor and ran into the red door, we're not fighting them physically. I hear this mistake all the time, right? The people are like, well, if I saw a ghost and it was messing with somebody, I would just kick its butt. Nope, you're not, right? You could be the best boxer on the planet Earth, or best martial artist, or best, cage fighter, or best weapon knife fighter. I don't care what your specialty is, right? You can't fight what you can't touch. Okay.
Right.
So when I say that I'm going after something or fighting something or having a battle, it's a spiritual battle,
Yes.
right? It's a spiritual war. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you are fighting with your white light and love and vibration level and the backing of angels against something negative that is trying its hardest to destroy you, because it's angry that you got involved in its feeding grounds. Okay. And I just want to point that out. So it's not a physical confrontation.
No.
I just want people to understand that, because a lot of people get confused by that. They think, oh, well, how does he fight, an entity? It's a will of attrition is what it is.
Yes.
I'm going to put all my cards on the table, and my cards are going to be better than your cards.
Right.
And we're going to go at it. And we get wounded. I get wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've lost, I told you, and we'll get there at the end of this conversation. I lose chinks of armor. I know I do. I don't bring all my pieces back. And I've been told many, many times by many, many intelligent people and gifted people that you need to stop what you're doing. And I'm not going to, because there's a higher, more intelligent, more powerful force out there telling me that this is your path.
Yep.
Right? And if I get damaged along the way, it's just part of the job.
Exactly.
And that we've got your back.
Right.
Right? That's what it is. So you're going to get injured along the way. And I've accepted that answer. I've accepted that wholeheartedly. And that is the path I'm on this time around.
Right.
Although I've been told by many people that this is my last time through.
Okay.
So that my soul is extremely old, and that this is just this is it, right? Like, I've seen everything I'm supposed to see.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, obviously, I say this seriously, but it's been a running joke for a long time, right? I don't remember signing the contract for all the crap that's happened in my life.
Right.
Right? Okay. So I just want to point that out, right? Like, I don't remember when it comes time to sign my contract. I don't remember signing it saying, yep, I want to have a severe spinal injury when I'm in my mid 50s and not be able to walk for 2 years and not be able to take a shower or get dressed. This is, and I want that. And then I want to have this issue over here. And then I want to have this really painful experience. I don't remember signing up for any of that crap. What I kind of like, my brain would tell me, like, I'm in the line for, you're going to have a really good, fruitful life, have enough money to live comfortably. You're going to have great family and love, and people around you, and just thousands of people that are hundreds of people that are great friends and just full of love and light. And you're going to have this incredible life. And when you pass and when you leave, your memory is going to last forever in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's a gift you gave to the world or whatever, right? That's the line I was supposed to be in. Somehow I got pushed over to this other line with all this crap that like was in the fine print that I didn't read. So
it's called free will.
Exactly.
That's what gets us every time.
Yeah. I won't go into depth on that. People that understand. People that don't.
Right.
So right.
Okay, so you just brought it up now. So let's move to that. Your chinks of armor. People, I'm sure, are sitting there going, "What does he mean, chinks of armor? What happened?" Let's go down that road.
Okay. So every time you go into battle, you have a battle suit, right? Mm-hmm. Your battle suit starts. This is the way it's for simplicity. My battle suit starts with 100 pieces. It's my armor. It's armor given to me by God. It's the armor of white light and love. It's the armor that I don when I go into situations that are bad, and it protects me, right? Cool. When I get into situations where I'm being attacked because of me being involved in things for the benefit of others, I get wounded, as anybody would, right? We're not impervious, right? We win, right? I come out victorious in the battles, but it doesn't mean I don't get wounded, right? I suffer. I might be down for 2 weeks, mentally, emotionally, right? I might be drained.
Oh, yes.
I might just be just basically sitting there not communicating for a week, right? I mean, the longest it's ever been for me is probably 2 weeks, maybe a little over 2 weeks, where I'm just not myself, right? Like I need time to heal. And so I've turned inward. And so the physical manifestation of David is still existing on this plane, but the soul of David is in intensive care recovery, and I'm not myself, if that makes sense. So as you fight, chinks of armor fall off. Now, I am absolutely horrible at recovering my own armor pieces because I don't look for them for some reason, and I don't have an answer as to why. I don't know. I put myself in those situations. I get wounded. I leave a couple pieces behind. I don't think to look for them, and I still don't. I don't know why. I just don't. It just, in the moment, it just doesn't happen. I just don't look for them. So people like my friend Peter go and retrieve them for me, and he'll bring them back. Well, there is one piece of my armor so I'm at 99 pieces. I'll never be at 100 again.
Okay.
So there is one individual. Do you want me to give you the full version of this or the Reader's Digest version?
Let's do the full.
How are we doing on time?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am in a house that I just bought. I feel like it's in Iowa. It's a prairie-style home, incredible woodwork inside. I've got an incredible sound system set up with some Bose 901 speakers in the corners. I mean, I've been there, right? Like I've owned this place before. I know exactly the layout of the house. It's got tons of built-ins. It has stained glass windows above the fireplace with 2 built-in bookcases. It's got built-in butler's pantry. It's got built-in bookcases as you walk through from the living room to the formal dining room. It's got the barrister bookcases that are half height built in with the glass library glass panels, right? I mean, like I can smell the wood right now as I'm talking about it. That's how real it is. So I'm doing yard work. Just got done doing yard work, and I'm sitting out on the front steps, and I've got this great covered front porch, great for entertaining. And I'm sitting on the steps, and I've got this little, 3-4 foot tall picket fence around the property. And from across the street comes walking this very attractive, sultry female that I can best describe as a very young Meg Ryan if you turned up her sexuality about 1,000%. Hip
Oh,
hugger jeans, low rise hip hugger jeans, absolutely perfect body, a suede uh, crop top vest with nothing on underneath it, right? I mean, just stunningly attractive. Okay. And around her neck, she's wearing on a black heavy duty cord this vial. It's a cylinder, flat back with a domed glass on it, like if you cut an orange in half and stuck it on a plate. That's what it would look like.
okay.
Okay. Inside this vial is this bright, glowing golden orb.
Oh,
She approaches me and she just starts small talk, flirtatious.
uh-huh.
Not sexually flirtatious, but just flirtatious, right?
Right.
And we're talking, and she uh, says to me, "Look what I got," and she holds it up, right? And at first, I didn't recognize it, but then part of me is like, reach out, like something's telling me, reach out and take it. You need to
Uh-huh.
take that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Except for the fact that I can't, and I can't tell you why I can't.
Okay.
And I this is going to sound weird, but I think the answer as to why I can't is behind that red door.
Oh,
So this all ties together, right? Like my
right.
whole life ties together. There are no loose ends in my journey.
Okay.
So I know I'm not supposed to go behind the red door. I've been told, don't go behind the red door. But I
Mhm.
know there's an answer that's behind the red door
Huh?
that I need to know. Now, I don't know what that answer is.
Yep.
Right? I don't know if I'm going to ever find out because I don't know if I'm going to go against. Uh, I don't want to lose what I have with the angels. I don't want to lose what I have with Gabriel. I don't want to lose my white light.
Mhm.
Now, a lot of people that have ever met me, feel my strength and my energy, and I've got big wings, and I can actually envision me sprouting wings out of my bed. Sounds crazy, but I can actually, if we're in a bad situation and there's people around me that are vulnerable, like let's say we're on an investigation and I've got team members with me, I will actually visually take my wings, unfold them from my back, and wrap them around everybody and
Okay.
suck them into my circle to keep them protected. And then
Gotcha.
nothing can get through that. Nothing.
Right.
And when we and sidetrack a note here, when we were interviewing to put a psychic medium on our team years ago, um, we met with two of them. One of them walked in, had great vibes, and she was sitting with us, and the other one walked in, and she had I just didn't get a good vibe from her, right? So I immediately wrapped everybody
Okay.
because she felt predatory.
Hmm?
So about 30 minutes into the conversation, she says, "Which one of you is blocking me?"
Huh?
And nobody
Yep.
said anything. And then she looks at me and she said, "I figured it was you." She said, "You don't have anything to worry about." And I said, "Well, we'll see. Time will tell." Until then, I said, "You're
Right.
not coming into the circle,"
Yeah.
you know. But she ended up, it ended up best that I blocked. Let's just say it ended up best that I encompassed everybody, that I set
Okay.
the circle, right? So,
Huh?
um, so anyway, so now I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked there talking about that. Where was I? Oh, the red door.
Yep. The red door. Hmm.
Right. So
And
there's
Meg
an answer
Ryan.
there. So yeah. Okay. So going back to Meg Ryan. So I think that she, I don't, I'm not going to say she's a demon, um,
Okay.
but she is very powerful for whatever she
Uh-huh.
is. And
Uh-huh.
she is very proud to be wearing that. that 100th piece of me, right, of my armor.
Okay.
So I think there's a whole bunch of people that are waiting for me to leave this plane to come after me in the next transitional phase. Right? I think like I have done a lot of damage to the other side. I've made a lot of enemies, and I think that there's going to be a lot of people waiting for me. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when I get there. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it because I know that I'm still going to continue to carry the love and the light and the protection of God and stuff. That I'm not concerned about it. But I think that there's a lot of people frothing at the mouth for the opportunity to take me down. Is what I think.
And see, I think you're right that there's probably a lot that are just waiting, but at the same time, they're not going to be able to get to you at that point. No. At that point, you will be past all of that. They don't get that, but you get that.
Right.
And so that's why they can sit there right now going, oh boy, when he comes. But the thing is when you go, it's going to be like, see ya, and they'll be going like, wait, what? He was supposed to come here. And it's not going to be that way, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Like, I don't feel that,
Yeah, I don't either.
I feel the presence around me at times of a lot of individuals that are angry, that want a piece of me. But I don't think they're going to get their shot.
Okay.
Now, that said, I don't think I'm ever going to get my piece back from Meg Ryan. It's not Meg Ryan, but I call it Meg Ryan.
Well, I think you will get it back. We'll say at that final call. We'll call it that for lack of what I don't know what else to call it. And I think at that point you will, because like you said, if you're not coming back, that's going to be it, and that's when you'll be 100% then again. So,
and I'm okay at 90. I'm okay at 99%, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I always feel like I can feel that there's a piece missing all the time.
Okay.
Right. It's just always there. Like in the back of my mind, it doesn't overwhelm me in any way, shape, or form, but it's there.
Good.
And I know like I'm not complete. Right? Like I don't have my full set of armor. And the problem with that moving forward is, like anything else, if you took one brick out of the Hoover Dam, it would cause a trickle. But eventually that trickle potentially could lead to a massive catastrophic event. Right. So that's the way I look at this, right? So I'm missing that one piece, right? So what if somebody lands a lucky blow where that one piece is missing? Right. So I need to be careful.
Yes.
Right. And I've looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and I don't know where the missing piece is in the armor. Right. So I don't know where to protect. So it's like this game, I guess. So, but interesting.
Well, David,
it's interesting.
Yeah. We're going to hold the parasite piece until next time, because we are going to talk again, because you and I could go for days. I know we could.
Oh, that's what I told you. It'd be like 5 days worth of conversation. So, the parasite piece that's interesting.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on this time. And,
absolutely.
And until next time, take care. Let me know when you're heading for the cemetery. I'll meet you there. I'll drag my hubby with. He's got all kinds of equipment and stuff that sometimes he likes to use, sometimes he doesn't. But he's a sensitive. He likes to block it, but he is. So we'll
walk through there with no equipment first, and just walk and let it, and just feel it, and you'll feel what I feel when we get there.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, David. You take care.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks again for joining Chaplain Jodi on Survivor Angels. For more information, go to chaplainjodi.me. That's chaplainjodi.me. And on Facebook at Survivor Angels-Chaplain Jodi. Sound effects for the show created by Andre Opate and provided by Pixbay. This is Dave Schrader. Until next time, sending you off to activate your angels.